I've actually never understood the concept of walking out of a movie before it's over. Until now. The Collection is the name of the movie. It's about a sadistic killer and all the sadistic ways that he kills people and traps them and tricks them and their attempts to escape. This is a grotesque movie that should have never been made. That is not something I have ever said before. I don't usually get judgmental about movies in that way. Sometimes I feel like I can really stretch and find, okay, why a filmmaker is making something or what somebody else might get out of it, even if I don't. But this, I just don't get it. I didn't know what I was walking into, and I may not have walked in if I did. This is a torture porn film. Now, if you wonder what I mean by that phrase, it's one that's been used before. Saw, the Saw movies were the first of those. I haven't seen any of those movies purposefully, and if I had realized this one would have been like that, I probably wouldn't have seen it either. But in a way, I'm glad I did, because now I have the perspective to relate and to say, yeah, there are some movies that just shouldn't be made. This is pornography. Now, what is pornography? Pornography is the taking of something base in the human nature and just throwing it on the screen for its own sake without much story or anything like that. It's just about that shock value. And that's what this movie is. There is barely a paper-thin plot to hang on here about a father and a daughter and his protection of her and her getting back to him, but that is just paper-thin. This is an excuse to show sick and disgusting things on the screen. And I have never walked out on a movie. I've never actually kind of understood that feeling, but about 15 minutes into this movie, I thought, you know what? I've seen all I need to see. I could review this movie based on the first 15 minutes, and it would be the same as if I saw the entire thing. I get what's going on here, and that is the truth. I stuck it out, if for no other reason, just to prove my point, and I have to say this is of zero value whatsoever. You can look at performances if you want to. They're not good in this movie, but even if they were, that would be totally illegitimized by the content in this movie. You can look at, I don't know, how it's shot. All those different things you talk about with film, they just don't matter because nobody who made this movie was thinking of that. And again, I know I'm being judgmental and I don't like to do this, but who likes these kind of movies? And I actually am really curious. In fact, if this is a kind of movie that you enjoy, like you enjoyed the Saw movies or The Collection, it would help me. It really would help me if you could honestly and legitimately explain to me what it is about a movie like this that attracts you, that draws you in, because I just can't find it. I am pretty good at putting myself in other people's minds, and I cannot find it with this movie or movies like it. So until then, I'm just left to say, I don't get it, quit making them, they don't need to exist. The Collection, go away.